Hello everyone, welcome back to DiamondTrail Ranch. Today we're talking about one of the most powerful and underrated plants you can grow in your homestead, the elderberry. This is ours right here. We actually got this cutting right here from our neighbor. That's how easy it is. We actually got some more to pick up from them. Shout out to them, very awesome. Becky's super cool. These things, you can see the new growth at the top there. It's doing very well. Not too big, but I'm telling you, this thing was like 1.5 inches when we first got it. So it's doing fantastic. It's at least 1 foot tall now. So very cool. It's very underrated, guys. This thing is so medicinal. It's amazing. I'm going to show you how this young elderberry is doing and talk about it in zone 10A and walk you through everything you need to know about how to plant these guys, how to care for them, how to harvest them, you know, the health benefits, the wildlife values, the list goes on. It's just simply a beautiful shrub. It really is in your landscape. This guy's going to get absolutely massive. It's going to take a big portion of the center of the property in the front here. I'm actually going to try to hopefully get some more, like I mentioned, and spread it out over there. Get a couple of these guys and get big, beautiful elderberry bushes. So you guys are here for the guide. That's what we're going to talk about. Like I said, I got it a couple months ago from the neighbor. It's putting on some strong new growth. Elderberries establish pretty quickly, and once they're settled in, they spread and form clumps. That means one small cutting like this one can eventually become a whole patch of elderberry bushes. Right now, this one's still young, but in the coming years, it's going to get very tall and start producing flowers and berries. You can, like I said, you can see new growth all over this guy in every direction. So elderberry has been used for centuries as a medicinal plant, like I mentioned in the start. The berries and the flowers are packed with antioxidants, vitamins A and C, and they're commonly used to make syrups and teas. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of elderberry syrup before, but that thing is it's a powerhouse for you when you're sick. It's also a great preventative prior to being sick. It's beyond your health, though. It's a great wildlife plant. Birds love the berries. Pollinators flock to the flowers. You'll see in all my fruit and gardening videos, I actually might be able to see that butterfly there. We got butterflies all over this property, let alone, you know, bees, etc., the different pollinators. That's great. It's a natural hedge for privacy as well. On a homestead, it's just one of those things. It's a multi-purpose plant that pays you back in food, medicine, and beauty. That's what I love about it. I love the beautiful edible stuff. That's my favorite. Elderberries prefer rich, moist soil, and you can see how dark and dense it is right here. I have a mulch ring around it to help keep away this stuff, to keep the distance. You can actually see a couple of different cuttings in there now as well, or I'm sorry, sprouting from the same. So that's the crown, which is great. But I use the dense, there's some compost down in there, duck water, which is compost tea basically. The mulch on the top keeps the moisture in. They really thrive if you plant them in a low spot and somewhere that gets steady water. They love water. You can water these things like you can't do a lot of other things. I'll say that. Full sun is the best for maximum berry production, but they can handle a bit of partial shade too. You know, ours is kind of in between there. Zone 10A is funny with full sun. It can be full sun and 10A can be brutal for some plants, but that's why the partial sun is okay. We like to add, you know, compost, like I mentioned, organic matter around the base to boost the growth. You can plant them as a single shrub, but honestly, elderberries do love company. They'll produce more fruit when you have at least 2 different plants for cross-pollination. Your watering and your fertilizing for your elderberries in the first year, consistent watering is crucial. It's very important. Elderberries don't like drying out completely, so we water ours here every few days in Florida if we don't get rain. Even if it does rain, I might water it the next day just to keep it kind of, you know, going, unless it's like a monsoon outside. But when it's established, they're more resilient, but will always produce better with steady moisture. As for fertilizer, they're not too demanding, to be honest. Compost, aged manure, or a balanced fruit fertilizer once or twice a year is plenty. These guys can be pretty set and forget too, like some of the other guys I have. The passion fruits, you know, the other fruit videos I have, you guys see. Sorry about the airplane flying over. If you see a lot of green growth but not many flowers, you might be giving them too much nitrogen. That's very common. Elderberries grow fast. They can get 6 to 10 feet tall and just as wide, 6 to 10 feet out. So, I mean, these guys are fantastic for privacy if that's your thing. Edible privacy. That's awesome. They'll send up new shoots like you can see here. I got a couple already from the base every single year, creating a multi-stem shrub. To keep them healthy, you want to prune out older canes after 3 years to encourage new growth. Cutting them back in the late winter or early spring can also keep them more compact, if that's what you're going for there, and manageable in general. If you let them, elderberries can form a whole thicket, to be honest. It's great for wildlife. It might be a little too much if you're working with a small backyard. Elderberry flowers bloom in large white clusters. Very pretty, very photogenic stuff going on in the late spring to early summer. They're beautiful and fragrant. They smell amazing. You'd be surprised. Let somebody smell an elderberry flower. It's beautiful. You can actually make teas out of them. You can harvest them. Elderflower cordials. If you're left alone, those flowers will turn into dark purple berries later in the summer. This guy might actually get some berries by next spring, or I'm sorry, next summer. We'll see. It's growing very quickly. The key is to wait until the berries are fully ripe before harvesting, because underripe elderberries can upset your stomach. So just take note on that. Once they're picked, you can freeze them, you can dry them, you can cook them down into syrups and jams, kind of like your raspberries, your blackberries, your blueberries. Elderberries, I love how medicinal they are. Elderberries are pretty hardy, but you might see aphids, borers, or powdery mildew on them. Most of these aren't really serious and can be managed with pruning. I noticed here in our orchard and our plants in our garden, it seems like the plants with the softer leaves actually seem to be more prone to the powdery stuff and the mildew and the fungus. Let me know in the comment section below, because if you've noticed anything like that too, or if there's anything behind that, because I've also noticed that our Jamaican cherry has really soft leaves as well, and it kind of deals with that every now and then. Fig trees, the leaves are a little softer. Peach, you don't really see it too much on the sturdier leaves like papaya or passion fruit. Just something I've observed. It's interesting. It's like the texture of the leaves, kind of keep that moisture in for the fungus. Anyway, birds are your biggest competitor on your elderberries. They'll strip a bush clean if you don't get to the berries first, unless you have a lot of other things going like blackberries, blueberries, you know, passion fruit. Well, birds might not mess with the passion fruit, or your pomegranates if you got those. But mulberries, they'll probably pick at your mulberries. I got a video on that. Netting or sharing the crop with them is usually the solution when you're dealing with birds. So this is our young elderberry. I hope you guys like it. I'm in love with it. This is the complete care guide for growing your own. Literally, you set this thing in the ground with some compost, a little bit of native soil, some duck water if you have it. I would give it some nitrogen when it's young. Make sure you top it with mulch like I have here to keep that moisture locked in. These guys love water. They're pretty set and forget. Just keep watering them. You know, when they're starting to curl like that, it's getting thirsty, so just kind of, you know, get some water there. Guys, it gives you food, it gives you medicine, it gives you wildlife support. I highly suggest getting some elderberries on your property, especially with everything going on in the world. It's crazy. You want to start getting this, you know, get your fruit and vegetables growing on your property. It's awesome. You know, I'm not trying to be a prepper kind of guy, but it's great to have that stuff, alternatives. You know where your food's coming from. So please give it a thumbs up. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to click that like button. It helps spread the word. Subscribe to DiamondTrail Ranch. We do these videos every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Check out our other fruit, tree, and berry guides. We also cover chickens, goats, horses, all things homestead, DIY stuff. So check it out, guys. Thanks for watching, and happy growing.